everyone. Welcome to the art class. Today we are going to do watercolor, okay? And we are going to do the watercolor melon because summer is coming and watermelon is a good fruit for summer. Okay, let's get starting it. Switch camera. You can see paper right here and watercolor. Okay, first one. Let's use pencil, draw half slice of watermelon, okay? So first one, I'm going to make a line. It's a little bit tilting, okay? And then let's make a curve. Close it up, all right? So make a curve. Close up. Okay, and I'm going to make one more curve outside because that's the thickness for the watermelon. Okay, so I'm making one more curve, goes along. Okay, all right, next one, we can make a big whole watermelon without cutting it, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make an oval right here, okay? So you can, all right, make an oval. Wow, this is a big watermelon, right? You can see this one is not cut and this one it's half sliced, okay? But this one, you know, I think I'm going to make it a little bit narrow, okay? So I'm using my eraser. Sometimes, you know, the first time when I do sketch, it doesn't look like the way I want it. So we can fix a little bit. If it's something like you're drawing, you make the mistake you like to fix, you can use your eraser, okay? And let's put some seeds for the watermelon, all right? So you can put a little bit small, really small water drop, like water drop goes along, okay? Not too many, okay? Just a little bit goes along here and there. That would be wonderful, okay? All right, next one, we are ready for the watercolor. Okay, so you know the half slice of the watermelon, we can start with the red, right? We can start with the red, but when it close to the outside, what's that called? Comes to outside and it turns to a little bit pinkish, okay? So what I'm going to do at first, I'm going to have some red color. You can see on my watercolor plate, I put a little bit red. Okay, some water. I hope I put it right here so you can see how much water I'm getting it. Just a little bit on the tip and do circle motion, trying to get the enough pigment to the mixing plate. Make sure you have enough. Okay, I think I have enough right here. Okay, so this red will be good enough for me to color this area, okay? But when it turns to pink a little bit, I will need to have a little bit more water, okay? So let's start with the top. You can see, okay, we're doing the red color. A little bit. And when you see seed, it's okay to, you know, skip the seed and color the rest. Okay, I'm going to get some more pigment. Okay, skip the seed. Skip the seed and then paint it. Skip the seed, make it goes around and then paint. All right. can see right here. So far, so good. Goes around. Goes around and paint. Okay. And you can see right now I'm kind of running out of the red pigment, right? So I will need a little bit more water. Circle motion again. Get some more red. Get some more red. So I will have enough color for this area, right? Enough for this area. Okay. All right, I'm going to wash my brush a little bit and scrape out the extra water. And I'm going to no pigment at all. Just go back and forth on the bottom because I want it a little bit pinkish. Okay, you can see it turning to a little bit pink. That'd be nice. Okay, a little bit right here, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, a little bit pink on the bottom, right? But I want a little bit redder on the top, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a water on my tip, circle motion again. This time I'm going to get a lot of red pigment. Okay, you can see, wow, it's getting more and more. Getting more and more. Okay, so I'm ready to do some more red on my watermelon right here. You can see right now my brush it on. Wow, look at that. Very nice, right? And it looks so yummy too. A little bit more red. A little bit more red. A little bit more red. So it looks delicious. Just a little bit. Don't make it too dry. Don't make it too dry. Dry watermelon, not good to eat, right? A little bit watery will be really nice. Okay, I think we finished the top part, okay? All right, wash your brush. Sometimes I wash my brush and scrape out extra water, and that the water goes away by using the tissue paper, and then goes along the bottom part right here. So it turns a little bit more pink. Okay, that's a little bit one more time. Turning a little bit pinkish on the bottom. And it looks more realistic, okay? So that's how I do it. Like this part when I want to turn it a little bit pinkish. All right, next one, you can see the bottom part right here. We are going to do a little bit green, okay? All right, so I will have a light green. You can see this one, water and pigment, a little bit light green. Okay, this green is beautiful, beautiful. You can just use this green and then do a little bit right here. This area. Okay. Just a little bit. When you do it, I don't want you to do it too fast. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Wow, look at that. Light green, pretty, right? But after I've done this one, I want the outside rim a little bit darker, okay? This one, it's a little bit close to the inside, so it's kind of have a little bit light green, but outer ring, I want it a little bit darker. So I'm using the darker green to mix a little bit, water, mix, darker green. You can see this color definitely darker, right? Okay, we are going to go one more time, one more time on this side, okay? On the bottom, especially on the bottom. Wow, look at that. On the bottom. Okay, a little bit more on the bottom. Keep going. Keep going until the end. Okay, here we go. All right, so this one we finish a little bit, okay? And right here, we are going to make the C, but I will leave it to the last because the C part, I want the, when the red gets dry, and then we can working on the C. If we do it right now, it will be, it's not dry. And so when you put the black, it might split, okay? So that's the C later on, okay? So wash my brush, wash. Right now we are going to do a big watermelon, all right? All right, first one, I'm going to put the light green, lots of light green, okay? Because this watermelon is big. All right, so I'm going to get a lot of pigment with a lot of water. I want to have enough pigment when I'm painting the watermelon, all right? So you can see I'm keep on doing mixing, get the pigment from the plate and mix. Okay, but this one, this green, I don't think it's that, beautiful. I like to add a little bit yellow with the green together. And so the green will kind of have a yellowish green. So circle motion, mix with the green I have, still not enough. So I'm getting more yellow pigment, circle motion, get a lot of pigment. A lot of pigment from here. A little bit water and circle motion. Okay, more yellow tone. You can see this one. Wow, this green is much better. A little bit yellowish, right? Okay, so first one, I like to have a light tone, medium tone, darker tone, okay? So this watermelon can look more 3D, all right? So when I need the light tone, I will need a little bit extra water on my pen plate. I'm going to put it on this side. You can see I'm adding water. It becomes lighter, right? A little bit darker, much lighter. So I'm adding a little bit water on my brush. Okay, first I'm going to just do this area, painting the whole a little bit. This one is gonna be where it has a line. Okay, next one, I'm getting more green, painting the one next to it. Okay, deep here, still lighter green, okay? But you can see I'm doing the around, a little bit more color, green, yellowish green. Okay, and then I can paint the rest of here. Use all my pigment. Adding more green right here. Okay, adding more green right here. You can see that is beautiful, right? That is beautiful. A little bit more. Okay, a little bit more here. Okay, so far so good, but I like it a little bit even darker because the light, if light come from here, and on the bottom, the light won't be that much, so it appeared a little bit darker. So I need the darker green for this watermelon as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some light green, you can see from my pigment right here. And I'm going to add a little bit yellow to make it yellowish green. And this time adding a little bit darker green with it together. Wow, look at that. So it becomes a little bit darker green. Okay, watercolor is so fun because I got to mix all the color, right? So you can see right now, light tone, medium tone, and I need to do the darker tone now, okay? So you can see this one, getting some more pigment, darker green, mix. And I'm doing a darker tone right here, right now. Wow, this is so fun. You can see here a little bit darker. And here a little bit darker. Right here, a little bit darker, right? Just a little bit here too. Water. A little bit right here. Okay, I think I'm good, all right? Like that. All right, but you see in the between, there's a line right there. If you don't like it, you can just wash your brush, wash. Scrape out the extra water. And then you go back and forth. This one, the technique we call blend the in. I'm trying to blend it in right now. Okay, in between, like, you know, the medium green and darker green in between. I blend the in. This one we call blend the in technique. Blend. So it look more realistic, okay? Good, okay. Right now I'm going to, next one, I want to let it dry a little bit so I can make the line for my watermelon, all right? But before this one gets dry, I'm going to work on the seed. I'm going to working on the seed. So wash your brush, wash. Take out the extra water. Okay, take out the extra water. And you can see I have a black right here. But you know, in our watercolor, we seldom use black, okay? But because the black make things dirty. So when you use black, you have to be careful, all right? So right now, not too much water, especially when you use black. Okay, just a little bit on the tip. And then you go circle motion. Make sure you have a black pigment enough. Okay, and then but a little bit dry, okay? So right now we are ready for the seed, all right? So let me goes around. You can see we doing a seed. Leave a little bit white spot in the middle. That would be nice. Because you look real, okay? All right, a little bit more black. Let's do the second seed, all right? Goes around. Leave a little bit white, just a little bit, not too much, okay? Again. Just a little bit. Okay, one more. Okay. Make it a little bit rounded on the bottom, like a water drop, okay? A little bit like a water drop. Right here. Look at that, wow, how beautiful. And then we can make a little bit shading later, okay? So circle motion, make it rounded. Just leave a teeny white spot, okay? I know this part is gonna be hard, right? Especially for the younger friend. But if it's too hard for you, it's okay. Just use tip. And without leaving the white spot, just tap it on. It will be fine, okay? All right. I show you how, all right? So if it's too hard for you, you can just tap. You can just tap the seeds on, okay? That will be fine, all right? All right, right now we need to clean our brush. Wash, wash on the bottom, tap, 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 and go left and right, okay? All right, next one, we need the darker screen for the texture, for the outside texture, okay? And it's gonna be a zigzag, all right? All right, I'm going to take a little bit water. Right now I need a lot of darker green. So I'm getting my pigment and mix well. Mix well. But this darker green, it's not darker enough. I need it more darker. So guess what? What color we need to add a little bit to make it darker? Can you try? Can you guess what color I should mix with it to make it the darker green a little bit darker? I hear it's blue, right? Okay, let's try some blue just a little bit. Okay, on the tip, circle motion. Mix it well. A little bit darker, right? Okay, let's try a little bit more. A little bit more. Ooh, a little bit darker, okay, right? Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more. Wow, you can see this one, this time much, much darker, right? Much, much darker. Okay, let's scrape out the extra water on your mixing plate. And let's try to do the texture for your watermelon, all right? So first one, you remember this watermelon, it's rounded, right? So when you do line, I want you to use curved line too, okay? All right, let's try. So the first line right here, I'm going to start with a little bit curve, okay? Let's start with the middle part. You can see I'm doing a little bit zigzag. Like, you know, here, zigzag, and there. Zigzag. Like that, okay? All right, I'm going to do the second line on the top, a little bit curved too, okay? So start from here, zigzag, and back curve, okay? Need more pigment, a little bit more, and you can do zigzag and make it go all the way to the bottom. Okay, keep going. Okay, you can see it's pretty light. Later on, we can add more color, okay? It's pretty light. All right, don't worry about your zigzag. Whatever you like to zigzag, it's fine. Feel free, okay? All right, a little bit more pigment. Okay, I'm going to do the top part, okay? All right, more zigzag. All right, on the top, and then bring it down here. Okay, right now I'm going to working on the bottom, right? Okay, more pigment. All right, let's try on the bottom. Zigzag. Okay, more pigment. Zigzag. And more pigment. A little bit here. Zigzag. Okay, so you can see this watermelon, all right? But you know, some of the part, I think I like to add a little bit darker, okay? So for example, this part, a little bit darker. I think will make it look more juicy. Okay, a little bit darker right here. I don't want the whole line just feel like it's only one kind of green. Okay, so you can pick some of the spark. If you like it darker, just add a little bit here and a little bit there, that'll be fine. Okay, and a little bit darker green here or a little bit there. I think that's the fun part. Okay, same thing to here. A little bit here. Okay, a little bit here, and a little bit there. Wow, look at that. And more pigment, a little bit more here, and a little bit more here. Wow, it's easy, right? That is so easy and fun. Okay, next one, I want it a little bit even darker for the tip, okay? So I'm going to get some water. Again, darker green. Okay, darker green pigment. And a little bit blue. A little bit blue. Okay. You can see a little much darker. And this time I'm going to add a little bit brown, okay? Just a little bit. To make it even darker. Wow, look at that. After I make brown, it's even darker. You can see the difference, right? Okay, let's try to put it right here, okay? Put it right here. Look, it look real, right? Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more brown, just a teeny bit on my tip. You can see and do the circle motion. Okay, whenever it gets close to here, I'm adding a little bit darker tone, okay? So you can see here, a little bit right here. Have fun, okay? A little bit here, right? And a little bit right there. Wow, look at that. Is that fun? And you know, when you do this, actually you are making more realistic, you know? Okay, a little bit here. A little bit here. A little bit there. Wow, look at that. And a little bit here. More paint, a little bit here. A little bit here. You know, you can see where I add the darker tone on the bottom and on the side. Okay, because when I have a spotlight in the middle and the light tend to be darker and darker. So that's why I add on the side, okay? All right, next one, we can add a little bit shadow, okay? For the C, okay? If you know, so far it's done, but if you want to make a little bit extra work, you know, have a little bit more fun, and you can try to adding a shadow, okay? Adding the shadow. All right, that would be really nice. But if you cannot do it, that's fine, okay? So I'm adding a shadow for my C. What I need to do is I'm getting a red pigment and a little bit brown to make my red a little bit darker. You can see this red become a little bit darker, okay? And then all you need to do, just put it next to your C, okay? Next to your C a little bit, look, like that. So it can look a little bit more realistic, okay? All right, a little bit darker along with the C, along with the C, okay? You can see the C right now, it's really popping out, okay? A little bit along with it. Just a little bit darker. That makes the big difference, okay? And some people say, okay, can I make the line? You know, sometimes watermelon is not that perfect. You know, of course, you can make the line on your watermelon for the texture. You can do that too. Not necessarily all the watermelon looks so perfect, right? A little line right there and right there. That's nice. Okay, right? A little bit. This one we call touch up, if you like. But you know, some people say, oh, I don't like it. And don't put it. Don't put it. Okay, so next one, I'm going to add a little bit shadow, okay? And you can see my light is coming from this way, right? So that's why here a little bit brighter coming this way. So my shadow should be, if the light goes from here, the shadow will be on the back a little bit, right? So I'm putting a shadow. Okay, the shadow color, it's very easy. Just mix all the color you have in your plate. For example, red and this green, red, just mix it all together a little bit. I have a little bit black right here. All you need to do is mix it all together and adding a little bit more extra water. A little bit more water. A little bit more water. That will be your shadow color. This one will be your shadow color. Okay, let's try. Okay, scrape out a little bit extra water. Okay, I'm going to put my shadow right here. You know, shadow is not black. Okay, it's very, very light tone. It's a light tone, very, very light. Okay, but it's a shade. Okay, so look at that. It's really light, but you can see it, right? Okay, let's add shadow a little bit for this watermelon, the small one. The half slice, you can see from here, I'm adding a little bit right here over the top. It's okay. You can see right there, I add a little bit shade, right? So it looks more realistic. I think here I need a little bit darker, okay? So I'm mixing all the dirty color. I need a little bit darker right here. Just a little bit. Look at that. A little bit. Look at that. I think this is good. Maybe a little bit more. Let me see. A little bit. A little bit more. I think I need a little bit more on the back. And water, okay? You need water to fade it out. There's a lot of water. Water, water, okay? Water. Brush, brush, brush. Okay. All right. I think that's the class for today's watermelon. I hope you enjoy the lesson. I think this is pretty good. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe right here before I. Just a little bit, maybe. The paper is getting wet and then start to clump a little bit, okay? So that's why sometimes I like to tape it on. Okay, I think this is so far so good. Look pretty nice already, okay? All right, ta-da, we finished it. I hope you enjoy the lesson. And then when you're doing the watercolor and eating your watermelon too, okay? So buy a watermelon and healthy food for the summer, and then you can paint it too, okay? And I hope the parents show the kids, you know, the exactly how the watermelon look alike, and then they can do the watercolor practice. That would be really, really nice, okay? All right, I hope you enjoy the lesson and see you next class.